The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show. And now it's time for the Bayou Crime Report. A woman, her husbands, and uncle practicing witchcraft, Satanism, and Vacanism were arrested over horrific accusations. Hey, I'm Red Neckerton. Well, yeah, a Louisiana woman and her husbands and her uncle have all been arrested after some pretty graphic accusations from an alleged victim who says they were invited into the woman's polyamorous relationship. Hannah Frisbee, 29, has been charged with first-degree rape, ritualistic acts, and aggravated battery, while two of her three husbands and her uncle have been charged with aggravated battery. One of the husbands is also facing charges of first-degree rape. According to records, the victim said that they were in a polyamorous relationship with Frisbee and husbands Caleb Frisbee, Justin Cowart, and a third man who has not yet been charged. In order to be part of the relationship, the victim had to move in with the rest of them, as Frisbee said she does not do long distance. The victim claimed they were also told to denounce Christianity. Well, that should have been your first clue. God damn. Well, as Frisbee was a Wicca who practiced witchcraft. Caleb was a Satanist, and James subscribed to Vacanism. The victim, who reportedly has both autism and ADHD, oh, well, good Lord, they picked the perfect victim they could take advantage of here. Told authorities they were punished after self-harming a couple of weeks into the relationship, and was forced to sit in scalding hot water while scrubbing themselves with bleach-covered brushes in front of everyone to rid their body of evil spirits. Well, you're not going to get rid of evil spirits in that house, I can tell you that right now. The abusive behavior allegedly intensified from there, with the victim claiming Frisbee also presented them with a puppy as a sacrifice to the gods while holding a knife to the dog's chest. It's unclear at this time whether the dog was actually killed. Frisbee also allegedly abused and sexually assaulted the victim if she didn't have sex with the husbands, with the victim claiming they were told they were nothing more than a slave who needed to help them reproduce to move up ranks. Frisbee's uncle, Tommy Allen, also allegedly abused the victim. He, too, was arrested and charged with aggravated battery. Authorities became aware of the situation when on September 21st, the victim's sister visited the home and was asked, "How is Freddie?" by their sibling. The question was apparently a safe phrase used to alert the sister they were in trouble. The victim then wrote a message in a notebook reading, "Help me. They won't let me leave. They beat me every day like a slave." Deputies arrived later that same day and did a welfare check following an investigation. The 4 suspects were arrested. Well, goddamn, there were clues all over the place, but of course, in the case of this victim, they were saying it was autistic and all that, so, yeah, I guess you can factor that in. I mean, right off the bat, you're saying, hey, we're all going to have sex. That's going to be a tough one there because they're going to say it was consensual. But then again, if you're taking advantage of someone with mental problems, then there's that too. But all the beating and cooking her in the hot water and whatnot, yeah, that's not going to go well for them, is it? No, and it shouldn't. But goddamn, here they are worshiping weird gods. One of them's worshiping Thor or some shit. God, holy shit. I mean, come on now. There ain't no future in that. None at all. Anyway, if you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted by some weird satanic cult or otherwise, contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. That's HOPE, and the numbers are 4673, which is a hell of a lot easier to do. I mean, just get the damn number down. So, 1-800-656-4673. Or go to rain.org. That's rain with an extra N. So, you can do that too. So anyway, when someone invites you into an order and you say, hey, we're all gonna fuck. And then they start saying, by the way, we worship Satan and we like to kill dogs. I mean, come on. I mean, I know people got problems and shit, but, that's just not gonna go well. No, it's not. Anyway, for the Bayou Crime Report, I am Red Neckerton, reminding you to keep your goddamn holes clean.
The Bayou Crime Report is a presentation of Nailsin Productions. The Mr. Nailsin Show is brought to you by me, Night Night. Head over to indieplanet.com to get your copy of the Night Night comic book so that you can actually see me in action in my one-man war on crime. Shut up, Boo-o, God damn it! I do the announcements. Oh, God, no one gives a crap about Boo-o.
I'm part of the team, not tell them about false advertising. God,
stupid idiot.
I help Night Night fight crime, and we blow stuff up and do a lot of damage. and of course, people get mad at us when we do, but...
Well, it's a war on crime, and in every war, there's collateral damage.
I mean, well, I guess it isn't one-man war, because
exactly.
It's a two-man war on crime.
All right, anyway, we're running out of time. Don't miss this opportunity to get your hands on the adventures of Night Night.
And Boobo.
The Night Night comic book available at indieplanet.com. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Man busted in dress while holding dildo. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. A Florida man wearing a dress and carrying a dildo allegedly tried to burglarize the Florida residence of a 69-year-old woman. Investigators say Marshall Jones, 40, first showed up outside the victim's St. Petersburg residence around 1:30 a.m. He was spotted on video trying to open the door. At the time, Jones was wearing a dress and had what appeared to be an erect penis in his hand at waist level. After trying to enter the home, Jones is then seen pressing the erect penis against the door before walking away. Jones allegedly came back to the property, but subsequently fled on foot. When police later busted Jones, he reportedly admitted to the attempted burglary and then returning again to the home in the city's historic Roser Park neighborhood. During questioning, police reported Jones said he was holding a dildo which had slipped out when he was recorded by a surveillance camera. It is unclear from where the sex toy slipped out. Jones claimed that he was outside the home to check on the female occupant, since he claimed to have seen someone shot at the residence 2 weeks earlier. There is no record of the purported shooting. Jones, who also uses the surname Blair, was arrested for attempted burglary, a felony, and stalking and resisting an officer without violence, both misdemeanors. He's locked up in lieu of $10,150 bond. Court records show that Jones, who lives in St. Petersburg, has a lengthy rap sheet that includes 4 separate convictions for cocaine possession, as well as trespassing, obstruction, and marijuana possession convictions. Jones was arrested earlier after a homeowner told police that Jones and another man were casing his residence. Jones was subsequently arrested for possession of burglary tools, as well as possession of, well, you guessed it, cocaine and drug paraphernalia. He pleaded guilty to the felony coke charge and was sentenced to 90 days in jail. Well, perhaps he'll get his old cell back. In the meantime, it remains unclear if Jones thought of the dildo as a burglary tool.
This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com.
Christmas in Washington, D.C., where final preparations are underway for the tree lighting ceremony on the White House lawn. We join newscaster Jimmy Olsen as he moves through the crowd outside the fence.
Hi, everybody. What a day this is. There's an excitement in the air like you wouldn't believe. Never saw so many happy faces. The holiday spirit is so strong you can almost feel it. Excuse me, sir. I'm Jimmy Olsen, WGBS-TV. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
How do you like Washington?
Great.
What do you think of that tree up there?
Fantastic. I'm from Oregon, and I know something about trees, and I tell you, that's got to be the biggest Christmas tree ever. Make a great show when the lights go on.
Thank you, sir. And you, ma'am, what do you think of all this?
Beautiful, just beautiful. I can hardly wait until tonight. It will be almost as beautiful as stars over my home state of Alabama.
Thank you, ma'am. And you, sir, have you ever been to one of these?
And while Jimmy Olsen continues his interviews, we switch to the WGBS studios in Metropolis, where Lois Lane and Clark Kent are watching a studio monitor.
Isn't he doing a great job, Clark? And on his first big assignment.
Sure is. And so is the cameraman, getting some great close-ups. Matter of fact, I thought I saw someone
Oh, look, that young couple and their little daughter. Listen.
And you say you're from Ohio.
Right, first time in Washington.
And it's all so wonderful.
When are they gonna turn on the lights, Daddy?
Right after dark, Amy. And it'll be the biggest, brightest, most beautiful Christmas tree you ever saw. It'll light up the whole lawn.
Oh, light up the whole world, Daddy. Light up the whole world.
Oh, Clark, isn't she adorable?
Light up the whole world. Light up the
Clark, what's wrong?
nothing. Just a little headache. It'll go away. Think I'll just go out for a little air. Walk down by the river.
But something was wrong, and the man of steel felt a deep uneasiness grip his whole being. That face I saw in the crowd during Jimmy's interviews and what the little girl said light up the whole world. Somehow they go together like parts of a puzzle, but I can't seem to make them fit. If only I could remember. And as he walks along, racking his brain for answers that don't come, he sees the UN building ahead and decides to go in and listen to the debate in the Security Council in an overtime session.
In conclusion, I wish to place my government irrevocably on record in favor of this giant step forward on the road to peace. Thank you.
It is my great privilege and honor as chairman to announce that the Security Council of the United Nations has this day voted unanimously in favor of the resolution banning the use of all nuclear weapons. I wish to thank the delegates for their devotion to duty and their self-sacrifice in giving up so much of their holiday time so that this legislation could be completed.
That is good news, and it's about time. Banning nuclear weapons is the best... Nuclear weapons! That's it! That face in the crowd. It was Thurston Kilgore, the great nuclear physicist. The last time I saw him was... yeah, a Senate committee hearing 8 years ago. Let me see if I understand you correctly, Dr. Kilgore. You say we now have nuclear superiority enough to deter...
Not just superiority, Senator, and not just a deterrent. We have the capacity to destroy our enemies at one stroke, right now, today.
You mean...
I mean we should launch our nuclear missiles immediately.
Without warning of any kind?
Without warning, without delay, without mercy. Wipe them all out.
You would destroy over 600 billion human beings, men, women, children, just like that?
Just like that. It will be the greatest display of man-made firepower in the history of the universe.
He's mad!
America will be the master of the world for 1,000 years.
That will be all, Dr. Kilgore.
No one will dare oppose us. No one.
Remove that man.
We will remake every government in the world in our image.
One of the most brilliant scientists of our time had obviously lost his mind and had to be confined in a mental institution. Diagnosed a hopeless case. A hopeless case. Running loose on the streets of Washington. Great Krypton. I've got to get down there right now. This is a job for... Superman. As the mightiest man in the world races through the darkening sky, little does he realize how justified his fears are. At that very moment in his secret laboratory not far from the White House, Thurston Kilgore is talking.
Ah, you're awake, my young friend. Good. Soon you will have the privilege of being part of the greatest Christmas happening in 2,000 years. Oh, all right, I'll remove the gag. But it's no use trying to call for help. No one can hear you. Hold still a minute. Ah, there you are.
I don't understand. Who are you? And what's the big happening you're talking about? And why are you holding me in this place?
I am Thurston Kilgore, scientist. But soon I shall be Thurston Kilgore, master of the world.
Master of the world? You got to be kidding.
Kidding? Not at all. You see these television screens? I'll turn on number 1. What do you see?
The White House. The Christmas tree on the lawn.
And here's number 2. Now, what do you see?
I'm not sure. Looks like... yeah, a missile at a rocket site.
Very good. That rocket, by the way, is ready for immediate launching and carries a payload of 5 nuclear warheads, each 100 times as powerful as the Hiroshima bomb.
But what has this got to do with...
Patience, young man. Patience. And now, screen number 3.
Another rocket.
And 4, and 5, and 6. There you are, the whole picture.
5 multiple head rockets.
All tied to the controls in the war room of the Pentagon and targeted on our enemies.
But the only person authorized to push the button is...
Yes?
The President of the United States.
Precisely.
But we're not at war, and he's not about to push that button.
Quite right. Not that button, and not knowingly. But there are buttons and buttons.
I still don't...
Like the button that will turn on the lights on that beautiful Christmas tree.
On the White House lawn?
Right.
You mean to say that button is tied into the rocket launch system you just showed me?
Now you're getting it. It's tied in by a remote control circuit I secretly installed.
And when the President pushes the button that lights the tree... Good Lord.
For a brief moment, the lights will go on. And then a bomb concealed in one of the tree ornaments will detonate, destroying everyone in the immediate area.
Including the President?
Especially the President. And simultaneously, 5 beautiful rockets will soar like avenging angels through the night sky. And when they reach their targets, they will light up the whole world.
But what have I got to do with all this? Why hold me?
Because you, my young friend, are the bait in a trap I have set to capture and eliminate once and for all the only man who could possibly interfere with my plan, Superman.
Isn't this exciting? What time will they turn on the lights, Harry?
Gee, I don't know. Should be any time now.
Will we be able to see the president from here?
I think so. We got here early enough to pick a good spot. Hey, mister, watch where you're going. Oh, my gosh, it's Superman.
I'm sorry, sir. I was looking for a young newscaster, Jimmy Olsen. He was interviewing people right around here a little while ago. Have you seen him?
Oh, sure. He interviewed us.
Did you see where he went?
Last we saw, I went over to that van over there.
Oh, the WGBS mobile unit. Thanks. Nobody here. What's this on the seat? A note addressed to me. If you want to see Jimmy Olsen alive, come to the top floor of the warehouse at the end of L Street. Signed TK. TK. Thurston Kilgore, so I was right. He was the one I saw on TV.
And at that moment, a cheer goes up from the crowd.
Hey, look, it's the president.
I know there's something wrong here. Something involving the president, but I don't know what it is. I have to go save Jimmy. Well, this is the warehouse, but I don't...
Come in, Superman. The door's open.
Kilgore.
Welcome, Superman.
Where's... Oh, Jimmy, there you are. Are you all right?
So far, but you've got to stop him, Superman. He's going to...
Don't worry. I'll take care of him.
You take care of nothing, Superman. You're through.
Superman, what's wrong?
I feel weak. Dizzy.
And soon you will feel nothing. This machine duplicates the deadly rays of green kryptonite, the only substance that can destroy the mighty Superman. And so I leave you both. In a few minutes, you, Superman, will be dead. And my crypto ray machine will self-destruct, wiping out all evidence of my connection with this place, including you, little Jimmy.
If only I could get loose.
Ta-ta, both of you. I'm off in my armored car to watch the president light up the world.
And just today, the day before Christmas, the United Nations Security Council, in extraordinary session, voted unanimously to ban all nuclear weapons. Therefore, there is more hope than ever that peace on earth and goodwill to all mankind can become a reality.
Come on, get on with it. Get on with it. Light up the tree, Mr. President.
And so, with great joy in my heart, I press the button that will light up this beautiful symbol of brotherhood and love.
And just as his finger touches the button, the figure of the mightiest man on earth swoops down out of the sky.
It's Superman!
Tears one of the ornaments off the tree and hurls it high into the night sky, where it explodes harmlessly with a roar. Now the president is safe at least, and it was too late to prevent the rockets from being fired. I got to stop them somehow. And then occurred one of the most incredible events in the history of the world. Crisscrossing the skies at unbelievable speed, a Man of Steel flies to each of the 5 rockets in rapid succession, changes their course in mid-flight, and heads them on a collision course with the sun, where their death-dealing potential will be fused with the life-giving energy of Earth's great star. Later, back at the WGBS studios in Metropolis.
What an incredible story, Jimmy.
By sheer luck, my chair fell over as I struggled to break the ropes I was tied up with. And I fell against Kilgore's crypto-ray machine, knocking it over and putting it out of action.
With the ray stopped, of course, Superman's strength returned.
And since Kilgore had shown me where the bomb on the Christmas tree and all the rockets were located, I told Superman, and you know the rest.
What happened to Kilgore?
In a way, I feel kind of sorry for him. The failure of his plan was too much for his twisted mind, and the police picked him up, babbling like a baby on the White House lawn.
Where in the world have you been?
Well, I hate to admit it, but I was and went up to my room for what did I miss?
I go on the air at midnight. Listen, and you'll find out.
You're on, Miss Lane.
Merry Christmas, everyone. This is Lois Lane with the latest WGBS inside story of how Superman saved the life of the president and prevented World War III in what will probably go down as one of the greatest...
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Florida man poisoned nephew's meatballs with visine.
Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. After purchasing a meatball sandwich for his nephew, a Florida man poured visine all over the food, which was later partially consumed by his relative. Investigators say James Leach, 45, was at a market near his Pinellas Park home when he asked an employee for a bottle of visine due to having dry eyes. Upon securing the visine, Leach allegedly opened a container of food and proceeded to pour the eye drop solution all over the meatball sandwich. When the worker declared that the liquid could hurt someone, Leach reportedly replied that it would only cause the victim to shit himself and puke his brains out. Visine's active ingredient, tetrahydrozoline hydrochloride, can actually be lethal if ingested. The market employee, who described Leach as a regular customer, said the suspect had issues with his nephew and declared that he hated his kin. Leach and the victim reside together and have a long history of domestic-related issues, according to police, who added that officers have answered several prior calls for service at the pair's home. After receiving a 911 call from the market, police reviewed store security footage, which, the affidavit states, clearly showed Leach dousing the meatball sandwich with visine. When police subsequently arrived at Leach's home, he declined to answer questions and requested a lawyer. The victim said he had only consumed a small portion of the sandwich before cops showed up and was unaware that visine had been added to his meal. While medical help was summoned for the victim, he ultimately refused treatment. Leach was charged with the poisoning of food or water, a felony for which he is locked up in lieu of $50,000 bond. A judge has ordered Leach, who has pleaded not guilty, to have no contact with the victim. Leach's rap sheet includes convictions for improper exhibition of a firearm and resisting or obstructing police without violence. So in summary, visine is perfectly fine for eyeballs, but not meatballs, because once consumed, it could be a recipe for murder. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin.
The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin Show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @Mr. Nailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked.